Hey Gear Seekers, I'm Nick. You guys have been asking us to do an air-cooled build in the Cooler Master NR200, so we decided that that's what we're going to do today, but we're going to do a little bit different because we're going to be using this. It's the Big Shoryuken 3. Yeah, that's the number. Yeah, it's from Scythe, and it's a bit of a different air-cooled solution, and I'm going to tell you why, after the intro, we didn't go with some of the regular tower coolers. Alright, now the reason why I didn't want to go with one of the larger tower coolers is the clearance between the side panel and the actual top of the cooler is quite close, and I feel like we're going to miss out on a cooling opportunity without being able to mount fans to the side panel fan mount. So what I decided to do was go with something a little bit low profile. Yeah, I'm going to change the fan on this to a regular 25mm. It does come with the 12mm. As you can see, I've already pulled the fan off because I'm in the middle of tinkering and all that stuff. But yeah, I wanted to see what difference it would really make if we didn't use one of those bigger tower coolers, because I feel like using something like this might actually be more appealing to basically almost all users of a case like this. Anyways, I'm going to stop talking and we're going to get into building. So let's build, right? It's build time. Let's do it. All right, ladies and gents, I hope you enjoyed the build in the NR200. I really wanted to test this out with air cooling. In fact, it's still quite warm from all the testing that we did. And speaking of the testing, as you can see with the graph appearing on your screen right now, the thermal performance with the side panels on and off is almost absolutely nil. So air cooling seems to be the way to go with the NR200 from what we can see. I'm actually a bit impressed with the thermal performance with the air cooling in this. Anyway, let's quickly chat about the parts because you guys love all that stuff. The motherboard is the Gigabyte B550i AORUS Pro AX. It's a mini ITX board. It supports Ryzen 3000 chips. We use the AMD Ryzen 7 3700X because that's usually the CPU that we use when we do thermal testing on stuff like that. It gets quite warm. It's kind of that CPU that everyone goes with for gaming and content creation, like this kind of middle ground CPU that's not too expensive but not cheap. It's just there right in the middle, right? The GPU we went with is the Gigabyte RTX 2080 Ti Gaming OC. This is the same GPU that we used with the original testing that we did, and I was just curious to see what the difference was between doing it vertically and in the regular orientation. And thermally, it's about the same. There's not much to report here. Now, as for the fans in the case, I did want to test actually putting fans as intake underneath the GPU because you guys requested that we do this. With this GPU in particular, this 2080 Ti Gaming OC from Gigabyte, you can actually put a full width 25mm fan. However, I would be careful which fan you choose to use because some of them can actually foul with the fans on the GPU itself. So take that into consideration. So my recommendation is to use 12mm thick fans just for that peace of mind. As for other GPUs that are supported, I don't know. I don't have any other GPUs that will fit in here, and I don't have any access to any other GPUs right at this point in time. So I can't answer that. But the answer is that people did ask, can you put fans underneath the GPU in the regular orientation? The answer is do some research. Just going back to the thermal testing as well, I set all of the fans to full speed in the BIOS, completely cranking them up all the way, and I set it to silent in the BIOS too, and the differences in thermals were basically absolutely nothing. So the fan speed didn't make a huge difference at all in this case. In fact, I think it's better just to run it in silent mode. So if your BIOS has a silent setting, just set it to that. It'll be fine. This system ran completely fine. There is 6 fans in this in total, so there is a lot going on here. And in regards to fitting a 92mm fan in the back, not possible with the way that this cooler is. I also modified the big Shoryuken as well. It comes with a 12mm thick 120mm fan. I put a regular size 25mm fan that I had. It's a Scythe one from the Fuma 2 on the cooler as well. It actually comes with screws and all that to do that, so it's not completely out of the question to change that fan, or basically you can put any fan you want on that cooler. Yeah, because it does come with screws to do it. But overall, I'm fairly impressed with the air-cooled performance. I think that if I was to do a permanent system in this case, it would end up being air-cooled. It just makes more sense. It actually is a bit quieter than using an AIO. Yeah, I think I like it better. It's actually easier to work on as well, especially with a cooler like this. A big tower cooler would be a pain in the butt, but the Shoryuken 3 is really good for it. And yeah, that's basically all I've got to say about this. This is basically a build because you guys requested that we do something like this. So that's the only reason why I did this. I wasn't gonna do another video on this because I feel like it's been covered by a lot of other channels, but as far as air-cooled performance and air-cooled builds, I haven't really seen a full air-cooled system in this yet, so I wanted to do that for you guys as well. And there's also one other thing I wanted to address before I forget. With everyone's asking about MATX motherboards, they don't fit. I've got a really small BA520M. Look, I'll show you this, right? This is one of the smaller MATX boards on the market. We covered this the other day. Video in the top right hand corner right now. There's also links to the other NR200 videos we did. Now I test fit this before I built this. As far as MATX boards go, this is actually a bit shorter than a regular one, and it just does not fit. it does not fit. It is too big. It does not fit inside the case, and it does not line up with the standoffs at all. It cannot fit. The only board that does fit in this case, and I spoke to Cooler Master about this, is the ASUS Maximus Gene, because it doesn't have a bottom PCIe slot, and it does fit in there. So they actually designed it for that board to fit in this too, but regular MATX boards, even these smaller ones, they do not fit, okay? All right, ladies and gents, we're all done. If you like the music you heard here, I make all the music. You can grab it over on our Patreon. If you want to get early access to videos like this, hit up our float plane. You can get early access. I think this one's going up nice and early today. And yeah, if you like the channel and you like the video, you know what to do, smash the like button. If you hated the video, hit the dislike button twice. Once again, thank you so very much for watching. I'm your boy Nick with Gear Seekers. You peak. We seek, and I'll put a PC part picker list down below in the description for all the parts used in this. And I just wanted to say again, I did watch a couple other videos on some other channels about this case, talking about air cooling compatibility. I tested everything that they said, and they were all wrong. So yeah, none of that stuff fits. MATX doesn't fit unless it's the Maximus Gene. Other than that, yeah, that's our last video on this case. I think I'm done with it. The people have started to do custom loop builds. I don't have really much to add to that. So yeah, we're done with the NR200. Yay, Claire, are you happy that we're done with this? Yep, it's a wrap, ladies and gents. Thanks for watching.